We weren't lulled to sleep by these everyday mirages that just weren't our style. The willingness to breathe was our clarity because we weren't suffocated by colors that were deemed blue and white. And the chalk dust in our bones were made by something way better than yours. Uncertain walks back home to the boondocks where it didn't take us long to figure out that all these people that surrounded us didn't really like us very much. But you know what, that's alright, because we really didn't like them either. The treasure maps we created that made us untouchable have shattered, and now we can only sit and talk life with each other and drink a beer we sip from an hourglass. It tick downs the second we don't care to lose. Because if you look close enough, you'll see we're the opposite of you. Our shoes are stitched together songs about being better people than the ones around us. Because inside of us are two young children who still strive to be the best of what they are. That's a kid. We were given these playgrounds for a reason, not to call it being lost, but to call it being on an adventure. Climbing the rock walls in our backyard, destined for heaven, and even though we were only as close as anthills, we knew we'd get there someday. And it was Sunday, and I'll never forget the eyes of this lady. I was writing some bullshit on the side street somewhere, when she came up to me and said, "Young man, if you want God to love you, you should have been in church today." And I replied, "Ma'am, life isn't that lovely. There isn't a distinguished and set time created by someone else's standards that I have to attend in order to tell me what I believe in. My Father doesn't turn his back on his sons, especially when they're fellow creators. We were given the ability to love in deep fuchsias and light blues. How do you think that we painted the sky or learned that if life was like poetry, everything would be so much more beautiful?"
Yeah.
So when you ask, who do you all think you are? Well, it's the only question that we know the answers to. Because we are the ones who spit on the graves of every doctor that dropped cherry bombs down every aborted fetus they ever did, blowing the hopes and dreams of the next Leonardo da Vinci or somebody who was just better than me. We move like the cosmos, like our chromosomes were constellations and our bodies were hand-painted. We drank salt water and tidal waves, looking for the truth so we could figure out what was so hard to swallow. We are the rigor mortis scraps of blue colors. Our skeletons are unfinished blueprints with no date, just hearts that never seem to run out of lighter fluid that burned our path to these crystal shores, to the salt water where we rest our tired bones, because there we are heroes. We didn't listen to the blood and the cuts in our teeth that told us to lay down and die. We listened to the blood in our hearts that told us to stand up and live. The ones who told you to give yourself enough credit, because contradictory to what everybody wants you to think and everybody has told you, you are fucking beautiful. We are lost, but that just means that we get to slow dance with the stars. We get to kiss the Milky Way and sing lullabies to the northern lights. So you're gonna get there someday, I know you are. And if you want to, you need to do yourself a favor and take everything that you are, everything you have been, and everything that you want to be, and just reach, because even if you just get it to kiss your fingertips, it still counts.
Nice.